Welcome everybody to the Give It Podcast, the podcast for blurs, for nerds. If you have a fandom, you are most certainly welcome here. We are your hosts, the most, myself, Black Spartan, Show Guy Joe, Tafara TV. Guys, how are we doing this lovely weekend?
I mean, the sun came out, so not too terrible.
Oh, that applause button goes for a while. Still going. Still going? Okay, good. We're good. We're clear. I'm never using clap ever again. It'll only be laugh from here on out. No, I'm okay. I've been playing that new extraction shooter game that's been the Namco released. Synduality.
Nice. I'm sorry.
It's really not an extraction shooter. It's more of a open world sandbox PvP, PvE base builder.
Nice. All right, and also special guests.
Hi.
You gotta introduce yourself while you're saying hi.
Oh. Trying to think of a nickname.
30 seconds have passed.
Right. This is Jeopardy, sir.
I'm just gonna go with Chad the Psychopath or something.
I'm sorry, you have yet to phrase that in the form of a question.
What happened to Sigma Chad?
We didn't talk about that.
What happened to Sigma Chad? That was the go-to for a little while.
It was, but I kind of gave up on that name after some complicated issues.
Why don't we just go with just Chad?
See? Let's go with that.
Also,
go ahead, go.
Chat, you get 5 big booms. Boom, 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 boom.
I saw that going so differently, but I'm so glad you went that direction.
That's supposed to be the 5 beats of the Ballard. What was the booms? Wasn't a Sonic boom.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this meme going around about these people called the Costco guys. One of them's Big A and Big Justice.
Yeah. Go on, keep going, explain. Keep going.
They made a meme about what I just did. And this guy named Eugene Dingleberry found them at some convention, and he said, "Chat, you get 5 big booms."
Eugene Dingleberry.
Yeah, that's his name.
That tells you everything you need to know about that person and his life choices.
Yeah, that definitely does. That definitely does tell you a lot about their life choices. But as you can see, guys, we do try to watch our language, but hey, words do fly. At the same time, guys, we do show trailers of video games and movies and anime that may be too intense for younger viewers. So viewer discretion is advised. Aside from that, welcome. So how do we start this? Really not a lot on the docket because, well, it's kind of been a week for all of us. But we do got some news starting from the world of Mortal Kombat because if you were wondering where Floyd was, well, we can tell you. He's now somewhere available in MK1. You just have to follow certain things. You actually have to follow certain conditions.
Easter eggs are deeply ingrained in the history of Mortal Kombat, with even the very first game including teases to a secret ninja known as Reptile, with clues that would occasionally pop up like, "Look to La Luna." Well, secret ninjas have returned in the most recent update to Mortal Kombat 1, featuring a pink ninja named Floyd. Here's everything we know so far. First off, before we even begin, a huge shout out to the Thinny on Twitter, who has done a ton of work in compiling all of this information. Basically, there are 37 challenges tied to Floyd, all of which are compiled in this sheet that the Thinny has made. Only a few of these challenges seem to be active at a given time, and those active challenges differ from player to player. When you do complete a challenge, you'll see a little Floyd notification pop up along with a short guitar riff. You can get them in versus matches and in towers, and difficulty doesn't seem to matter. But do note that it logs the challenges for both Player 1 and Player 2 separately. Player 2 has a different set of challenges, and if you've logged in as a guest, progress will be reset if you turn off the game. It doesn't seem to be clear yet how many of these notifications you need to trigger the secret fight. But eventually, once you complete enough of them, Floyd will challenge you on a brand new stage called Fields, which is reminiscent of the field from the very first MK1 trailer. Reportedly, if you manage to beat him, you will unlock the stage. The best way that I've found to get these notifications to pop up is doing versus matches and just going down the list one by one. Personally, I've gotten the Floyd notification to pop up 4 times. once for losing a match without a single attack, most likely satisfying the losing is winning challenge, once by doing Melina's ball roll 8 times in a row for the Cabalin challenge, once by winning a match with a flawless victory using all uppercuts for the I'm down 2 challenge, and once for winning a match using only Scorpion's 3-3-3 combo, likely satisfying the condition for the Kickin' It challenge. Much like Reptile in the first MK, occasionally Floyd will pop up at the start of a match to give you a clue to one of your active challenges. The Thinny says that there's a 2% chance of this happening after playing 100 ladder matches, and that after 400 matches, you're guaranteed to fight him, at which point, the counter will reset. There's a lot that's still unknown about this Easter egg, but this is where we're at so far. We'll keep an eye on it and make another video when things get a little more clear regarding how exactly to unlock the Floyd fight. Until then, thanks for watching, and keep it here on...
Okay, so as you can see, guys, MK1 has already released their next fighter per se, because if you've been a fan of MK1 or been a fan of Mortal Kombat in previous ones, there's always been a mystery character. There's always been a way of unlocking certain characters' fight. I mean, it goes all the way back to Reptile back at the pits, so there's always that too. But fellas, talk to me, including you, Chad. How do we feel about Floyd just showing up and just wanting to whoop your butt and leave?
I'm wondering.
How long has Floyd been a hidden character? Since like the first game, or?
No, he is the newest hidden ninja. Supposedly every game has had a hidden ninja.
Okay.
Since MK1.
Yeah.
And then through sheer coincidence, we've gone on so long to where we've gotten the full rainbow. And now Floyd is our newest one, the Pink Ninja, which is a musical reference to Pink Floyd. Despite what half the people on the internet want to try and make it out to be. God help me if we get into that. Because remember, Rain is a prince allegory because he's Purple Rain.
Mm-hmm.
And also a prince.
Yeah.
Purple Rain. I'm sorry. That's going to be
so Floyd is a Pink Floyd thing because he appears in a rainbow, as with the Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon album.
Mm-hmm.
And he's an amalgam of all the other ninjas. Not like Chameleon, who's kind of a clone and only does... if you're a Chameleon with a C, you only do male ninja moves. And if you're a Chameleon with a K, you only do female ninja moves.
Yeah. So that's going to be interesting. Safari, what do you think?
I mean, I hope he's playable at least, because I know it seems like you can pretty much get to him a easy amount of times, and after that, it's going to be kind of rare.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I kind of hope they make Floyd playable, since I know that or they don't save him for whatever the next game is going to be.
Yep. Chad, you're usually one on the hidden character side of the world. What do you think?
I mean, he looks pretty cool. I thought like all those like ninjas behind him were like the past ninjas from the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then it like just showed him as like the newest one.
I'm surprised you've not added one Fortnite reference to that, because he kind of hit with the rainbow. He hit with the Ultra Spectrum, and you had no Fortnite jokes.
Nope.
I am surprised. Usually,
because unfortunately, Sub-Zero has not made his way into Fortnite holding a scar.
Oh, it's bound to happen. It's bound to happen. But
I mean, yeah, they did add Kaiju number 8 like 2 hours ago.
Yeah, all skins. But speaking of skin, my Sharad, I never can pronounce her name. Help me out here, Joe. Thank you. The newest character of Street Fighter 6, especially from Fatal Fury, we now can see all her face animations and character walkouts. I'm pretty sure there's going to be somebody that's happy about this.
Oh, people love this. Yeah.
All right, it's my time to shine.
Started from the bottom and I'll never look back. Look at all my haters, y'all making them mad.
Show me what you have. I am the pride of the Shiranui.
So what's crazy about this is, again, the bounce physics are back. Somebody's. I bring this up all the time. The bounce physics are back. Suddenly, all the people that were complaining are now quiet. I'm not saying it's a coincidence. I'm just saying. I kind of feel like Drewski. Hey man, it's got nothing to do with me. I'm just pointing out what's there.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people saying they want her casual fit before she actually suits up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, no, that's been a big thing of they want her in the tank tops and pink booty shorts. Like they want that to be outfit 3.
That's not surprising, but
Also,
go ahead, Joe.
if you're a super SNK nerd like I am, one of the faces is actually an homage to one of the KOF characters. The one where she squint and make that frowny face is an homage to Daimon Goro from the Japan team from KOF. Well, pretty much any of the hero teams. He's the judo guy.
Interesting. Well, I'm looking forward to it, but again, I still got to play Street Fighter 6.
Fortnite.
But what do you say?
Fortnite.
Yeah, speak up. What about Fortnite?
So they just added Godzilla to Fortnite, and he's a playable boss.
I did see that.
Yeah,
It's pretty fun.
You like playing as Godzilla, which is, as I hear from you and your friends, y'all argue over who can play Godzilla.
Yeah, but most of the time we don't really get him because sometimes he's halfway across the map. It depends where Kong spawns, and plus it's like a 40% chance if Kong even spawns in your game. If he does, then it's a guaranteed chance of Godzilla spawning in your game.
So if you got Godzilla, do you immediately go after Kong?
No, Kong doesn't spawn in the game, unfortunately, but I hope they're going to put him in the live event at the end of the season.
So, really quickly, so if you have Godzilla, Kong doesn't show up at all during your gameplay.
No, so he shows up when you load onto the battle bus. He'll jump out of a rift, do his little roar thing, drop some Monarch supply drops, and head back into the rift. That's all he does. It's just an indicator for Godzilla.
That sounds like Fortnite's missing out on a kaiju battle. That's all I'm saying.
That's basically what they were hinting at. They said that they're probably going to do a kaiju battle at the end of the season, live or something.
If it keeps going, we need to have Ultraman appear.
That also. I mean, at this point, yeah.
I want to see Gigan here for some reason. I just like his name.
You like Gigan? Well, explain Gigan for those that don't know. I
actually have no clue what his powers are.
Okay, no, get him off. He's done. How do you not know about Chainsaw Robo Chicken?
Please, I like OG Mechagodzilla. Is that better?
No, you stick with your first answer and asking. How do you say it's your favorite and you don't know about Chainsaw
I like
Chicken?
his name.
You just like the name. Okay. Yeah. Well, you got homework. Then, according to Joe, you got homework. But
also the 20.
You got 2 of them.
Trash.
One of them actually, it's Revenge of Mechagodzilla and Godzilla vs. Gigan.
Yeah, you got homework. You brought it up. You got homework. But speaking of homework, guys, Tafara, I know because you are the biggest Sonic fan I know. Sonic Shadow Generation surpassed 2 million sold, according to Sonic Stadium on Threads. Are we really surprised by this, gentlemen? Because again, from Tafara, I know you've played it. Joe, I think you played it as well, haven't you?
Yep.
I know. I played it.
And yeah, you played it.
I played it on a plane with my uncle.
So are we really surprised, guys, that a game, even though the timing of Sonic Shadow Generations and Sonic 3 may or may not have anything to do with it, I don't think it doesn't, but are we really surprised by Sonic still selling well, even now in 2025?
No, not really, considering that child that everybody likes.
Was it, Tafara?
Not really.
I mean, again, from what I've all seen and heard, it's all great things. But Joe, anything else you want to add to that before we move on to the other bit of news from Sonic?
No, I mean, it's just you got to take it down or something doubled.
Gotcha. Hang on. Not it.
No, it's just been enjoyable. I've been playing mostly Shadows stuff more than I have Sonic. It's fun. It's kind of what I'm looking for more than what I wanted when I tried Sonic Frontiers. I'm okay with Sonic Frontiers, but I just think Shadow versus Sonic Generations X Shadow is just the better game for me. This is more straightforward Sonic levels.
Cool.
I'm trying. I promise.
Oh, we know. No, you're good.
Like, I'll say Frontiers was a little rocky at the start, depending on how you. Also competing with Ragnarok and wasn't a. It was. I played through Frontiers, but like I didn't remember any of the story because Ragnarok came out the same day, and my attention was just all there. So I was playing both. I didn't remember both though.
Gotcha.
But I would say if you played Frontiers now with all the free updates they gave out, it's
Mhm.
very much better game than what they gave you. My advice to anyone who picks it up: complete each map first to kind of mechanics and like how to like traverse. Because now you get the jukebox mode where you get songs from each from like all the old games, and you kind of just
Mhm.
leave it on to explore. Do all the story bits with the other characters because that's really where a lot of the detail went into. Whereas Sonic X Shadow Generations was a game that came out 10 years ago with new story bits added to it that actually work. And and then there was also the Fearless Year of Shadow campaign, which worked in their favor. So they had the game, they had the bike that was touring the cities for some reason. They had all the Sonic Central stuff. So I'm not shocked. Generations, to some people, until Frontiers, Generations was the last good thing we got. And that was in like 2011.
I mean, yeah, Forces was bad.
Y'all say Forces. I'm taking y'all guys' word for it. Y'all say Forces was bad. I'm going with that.
I have it. I haven't played it because I haven't heard anything good. I heard a lot of people I know like Frontiers because Frontiers doubles down on a lot of the character development that Forces tried to like undo, to my understanding. Even though it is, I guess, unfortunately canon, they claim. So,
I mean,
Go ahead, Jeff.
I mean, it tries to go into like chaos, like the blue thingy, chaos from Sonic Adventure. Yeah, they tried to like double down into where he came from on some parts.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I saw a game theory video about like that kind of section of the game.
Cool.
That's why for me, you just go from Sonic Colors straight to Sonic Frontier.
Skip this game. Let's just forget. Let's just assume we don't talk about that.
I don't know why, but I just think that chaos has something to do with like the color aliens from Sonic Colors.
You might be on something.
the Emeralds have basically been called from Earth and space. They have connected with other cultures, which is a possibility. So it's also kind of the grim thing about Frontiers too, is you kind of discover a race that predates the Chow, and you help, but you're basically, every time you help them, they're basically husk, and they just show you what their last moments were before they passed, which they to do that while also making callbacks to even like Sonic 3 with where we first meet Knuckles and letting you know like, okay, it's a throwaway game, this is a canonical story, and these characters are taking a much more serious tone and shift, which is great. But yeah, Frontiers did well. I'm not shocked that Generations moved, because people like Generations and Colors were like the last two good games we had consistently.
Yeah.
And then it was at hell's bells up until we got a movie in 2020.
Well, oh no, good job.
I was gonna say, boom the game, not great. Boom the television series, legendary.
Greatest thing they tried, did was the TV show and the memes that came from it. The gaming, the franchise, I respect them saying, hey, this is clearly a different universe. Nothing is canon. Did not sell me at all.
Approved.
All right.
I still have that stuff.
Well, I'm glad y'all brought up movies because, again, sticking with the Sonic news, Sonic 3 has been a hit. Still can't wait to see it. I know you got to see it. Yeah, to just go and rub it in. But with that being said, Steelbooks are already available, will be available soon, come April 15th of this year. 2 versions of Sonic the Hedgehog 3 Steelbooks. One with the Shadow cover and one with the Sonic cover. As you can see, guys, both as pre-orders are usually going, which we're going to talk about soon. Some other news in the world of physical media, but you can pre-order these at Amazon for the Shadow. For the Sonic Steelbook, you can pre-order at Amazon or at Walmart, and of course, the regular copy of Sonic will also be available with the Blu-ray and digital copy as well. So I guess, because I know Tafari, you talked about this. I know we talked about this off screen about which version you're getting, just because the Shadow one may be the more popular one right now, considering the fact that, well, Keanu and the fact of how you portrayed him. But is this going to change? I mean, are you still sticking with getting the Sonics, getting the Shadow Steelbook cover? Are you going to go with Sonic, or what's up to you?
I might do 1 and 1. I'm a little disappointed in the art because they kind of did a over the top job with the steelbook for the second movie. It actually looks like the old Sega cartridge, and it has like a slip cover on it. Thing.
Oh,
the interior for this is nice, but like because a lot of people have pointed in the art world have pointed out that's literally the art from the first Sonic movie poster, just slapped onto here and just retouched up, and then they just made it red for Shadow. So the movie was great. It feels like everything else they're kind of cheaping out around it, though. I'll still get it for the collection, but I'll probably get one of both.
Gotcha. Joe, what do you think?
I mean, I would grab it, but honestly, I'm kind of waiting for like the giant, like 4-pack with Sonic 1, 2, Knuckles, and 3 at this point. Because this like finishes out an arc, and movie 4 starts potentially a new arc. Which, are we going to talk about 4? Or do you want me to just go ahead and go into it?
Yeah, go ahead and go into it.
I mean, this is coming out in 2027 or 2026 December.
2027.
2027. I find it very hard. We're kind of going a little bit backwards story-wise. We are going to get into spoilers because, movies within spoiler territory. Finding it weird, we jumped ahead to Sonic Adventure 2. And now we're rolling it back to Sonic CD with Metal Sonic and Amy, which is weird. But, I mean, at this point, we got the core Sonic Team 4, which is now Sonic, Amy, Knuckles, and Tails. It's just weird that we're going backwards a little bit.
Yeah.
Especially because we don't know who built the Metal Sonics.
Yeah, true. That is very true. But Chad, Tafara, what do y'all think about Sonic 4 upcoming? How, the direction they're going with it?
So I think that they might, I'm just trying to figure out how did all those Metal Sonics get there, because I don't really think, when I think of Metal Sonic, I think of just one of those. It's like Sonic's arch nemesis before Shadow. But when I saw that, I was like, so are they trying to make Metal Sonic like the Iron Legion from Iron Man? And I was like, it kind of makes sense, because Metal Sonic is a robot, which is designed to be made after one person. But I just want to see Omega, personally. I only care about Omega. I could care less about Rouge or whatever his name is, not Shadow. But
Silver?
Yeah, I personally don't care about Silver.
Dang.
To me, he's a wannabe the drink.
Dang. Tafara?
So, I'm thinking because if you notice some of the, I think there's one that's blue and the rest are gray. Apparently there was some concept art of a King Robotnik or a Grandpa Robotnik, or an alternate timeline. And somebody was, what if that metal is from that world?
Yeah.
I don't know, my super out there theory is, one, the way they introduced Amy was cool because it saves us the damsel in distress plot, because she can clearly hold her own and doesn't need to be rescued. So we dodge the hate that Peach got for the Mario movie off that. If this is a metal army and her all coming from home, this could be similar to the Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon with Sally, where they were basically freedom fighters, and the goal was to roboticize everybody on the planet. Whereas she's bringing him home, and you could have her, Rouge, Sally, possibly Silver, either in the future or just back in Mobius leading a liberation front.
Mm-hmm.
And then Metal, I would say that all the Metal are fodders, and we're getting Metal Overlord from Sonic Heroes as the big bad. I don't know if he's going to become the full dragon, but that taller, spiky form that he had, I could see
Mhm.
that being the leader sending out these drones and leading up to us having to clash with him.
Are you talking about like Neo Metal Sonic?
I don't remember what his middle form was called. The dragon is called Metal Overlord, and then there's the small one you had in the movie, and then in Heroes he's like a taller form with
Yeah.
Yeah, like he had like some sort of trench coat looking thing.
Oh, wait, are we talking about Metal Sonic?
Yeah,
Yes.
Neo Metal Sonic.
yeah, that's
Okay. Yeah. I
And
can
then he has the gold form Super
yeah.
Super Neo Metal Sonic. Then he's got the dragon form.
Yeah. So I could see Neo Metal being the big bad, going Metal Overlord for
Mhm.
the finale. Now, because Jeff seems to be really honing in on the 2005 energy. If they really want to go, they really want to go in on it, because Mario movie kind of did something similar. They could go back to Mobius and give us a Super Mario Bros. Z-esque movie if that's what we're going to do. Though, if all those plot points are coming together, it could be as just goofy and action packed as that series was. Even though Alvin hasn't given us a new episode in like 15 years.
Dang. Well, that's something. That's something to think about.
The
But go ahead,
other,
John.
the other thing is the human outside of Robotnik, the main human characters are getting significantly less screen time. Like they say that Tom and Maddie's actor and actresses only literally appeared in the movie for 7 minutes. And at this point where we are in the series, all they got to do is say, "Oh, Maddie's pregnant and Tom's with her in the hospital waiting for the baby to be born. You three behave and don't wreck the house. Shenanigans ensue."
Right.
That's-
You see, Maddie
Sounds like a short story, but yeah.
Yeah, Maddie was in Knuckles for all of like the opening credits, and then was never seen or heard. We didn't even see Tom; we just saw her. Sonic and Tails were there for all of like 5 minutes the entire show as well. So I could very much see this being get the humans a check, a Mobius movie, Sonic the Hedgehog original cartoon / Newgrounds Flash animation antics, where
Mhm.
they plot kind of all collide at Sonic Heroes, possibly segueing into that's over. Nothing else is going to go wrong, right? Surprise!
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't want Stone to be snivelly.
But will he be though?
I think I might have an idea.
I could also see Omega popping up. Like, I still think my gag of like no more Robotnik problems, right? And somebody accidentally just activates him, because I still think we can team Dark. So yeah, if we get a Sonic Heroes S plot next movie, we could very much get the teams. We could get Amy. We could very much get the Chaotic Squad,
Mhm.
Team Rose, Shadow Forms, Team Dark Finding Rouge, and Omega, and Team Sonic has already been established.
Or the big man himself, Big DeCap. By far
Yeah.
one of the most powerful.
Well, Big would be with Amy. He'd be with Amy and Cream the Rabbit.
Mhm.
I wouldn't be surprised if like Big shows up out of nowhere and whacks Metal Sonic with a fishing rod, like hit him straight in the throat with like his fishing rod's a baseball bat.
That'd be interesting.
Also, if they were to make a what if their Amy is like some part of, like he said, like Freedom Fighter Squad from the future,
Mhm.
and they do bring Sally and Silver and stuff like that. I was thinking maybe they could introduce like Silver
Mhm.
kind of like as Sonic's descendant or something, or is that already canon?
You tell
I
me.
don't know.
You tell me.
It'd be a better way to introduce him, because we still don't really know where he came from in the future, or why was there when she was supposed to be from an alternate dimension. Also be a way of introducing her world. But yeah, all our female characters could be part of an entire army that's been holding off whatever has been happening. I also just want to finally know what happened to Long Claw and the Echidnas because they keep giving us like vague hints and not telling us anything.
That's a fair point.
That bird is dead.
I mean, I know. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
All of
Go
them?
ahead.
Though? What happened? What happened to in their battle to where Longclaw was the only one left, but none of Knuckles' people made it back?
You feel like you want to alley-oop something. Go ahead, Joe.
What if they're going in a direction with Sonic Underground?
Nope, he's out. Get him off the show.
Please.
Get him off the show.
No, please.
And it's not Survivor, Chad. You got 2 more votes. You still got 2 more votes for you off the island.
I'll say this: hit us the core characters first. You
Mhm.
can only do one. You can only do one Doomsday Freedom Fighter plot, and I feel like if we go with Sonic has siblings and a lost mom, I feel like people very well. Because
Sonic has siblings and a lost mom that retroactively negates Sally's entire family.
That would be interesting. But
who's Sally again? I forgot.
Well, we're gonna have to put a pin on that.
That's 2 in the Sonic talk.
Yeah. So we're gonna put a pin on that and move on to the next thing before Chad finds himself voted off the island. Sony decided also yesterday to let us on some news that as of February 2025, that they will no longer be producing consumer-grade recordable Blu-ray discs, BDR rewritables, and BDR rewriters. For all those that don't know, of course, if you are a guy or an enthusiast that loves physical media, as we have said on the show many times, please preserve physical media because digital can't be trusted. This does kind of put a sting to some people because for all those that do use Blu-ray for their variety and their expansion and easy to use, people are not very happy about this. This also means that Blu-ray discs, mini discs, MD data discs, mini DV cassettes will also be ending as of next month. There will be no future successor models. And as Sony loves to say, we like to express our sincere gratitude to our many customers for their patronage. So for a lot of people that see this, let me say first and foremost, this does not mean this is only for BD Blu-ray rewritable disc. It does not mean that the PS5 will be PS5 disc will be affected. Movies will still be produced on Blu-ray disc. It's just that for the consumer side, for those that want to burn discs for various needs, and I say needs because it's your disc, do whatever it is you will. Get as much as you can now because as of next month, it's gone. Do we think, guys, that this is an attack on physical media? Because a lot of people like to record a lot of their data on disc. It's not always sometimes media. It's always pictures, photos, things of that nature. But with Sony no longer producing Blu-rays, does this mean that Blu-ray disc value is about to go increasingly up until the cutoff next month? Or is it going to be business as usual and there's going to be another format that takes its place?
I don't think they'll invest much in another format. I feel like if you try to make an 8K disc, you're going to try to charge double for it, and no one will buy it. They'll just wait for the regular Blu-ray. Mm-hmm. But I try to keep a chokehold on people and to keep them chasing you and whatever IPs they like to whatever new streaming service you make up every other Thursday.
Pretty much. Joe?
Thought they already tried to replace Blu-ray with HD DVDs, didn't they? Isn't that the newer format?
Yeah, that was the battle between HD DVD and Blu-ray until Blu-ray won out for reasons that we cannot say on this show.
Well, what's the 3-disc versions of stuff now? It's DVD, Blu-ray, DVD, and
4K UHD.
There you go.
Which now they've swapped out.
UHD DVD.
Yeah.
4K UHD plus Blu-ray plus DVD. Now it's 4K UHD plus Blu-ray plus digital code.
Yeah. So
digital code is fine replacing standard DVD because I want my extras and stuff just can't hold that sometimes. So Blu-ray format's still good. UHD, I guess, is the new top of the line. It's whatever, really. Like, that's going to be for the collectors, not the general public. So I can see prices going up.
Oh, prices are going to shoot way up because of the fact of storage. And you got companies like CD Warehouse, companies like Staples, those places that hold their warehouses still hold Blu-ray. So of course, no Blockbuster. If you can find a Blockbuster, get a lottery ticket. Because if you found a Blockbuster, you deserve to win money. The last Blockbuster actually closed down. I forgot where it was. I want to say Alaska. I could be wrong, but the last Blockbuster did close down. But no.
India. Maybe there's one in India.
There's not.
There's always something in India.
It's somewhere in Washington.
I was gonna say there's some. I had to stop myself because there's always something funny in Philadelphia joke waiting to be shot out. But anyway, no. We had to clarify that just because a lot of people saw that and immediately are thinking, okay, Sony's basically declaring war on gamers, and trust me, they're not. Anybody that wants to test gamers either better be prepared for the long haul or be prepared to close doors, because anybody that's ever tested gamers doesn't have a good win-loss column. That's all I'm saying. Activision, EA. We can keep going down the list. There's
Nobody
some
likes to crash out.
Nobody likes to crash out. So again, we just have to stress that very heavily. Just because they're actually canceling the consumer Blu-rays does not mean that games and movies will be affected. For now, considering how the way Sony works, they may introduce something else. But
personally, as long as I get to keep my Nintendo game cards, I'm fine.
Well, those game cards are basically nano MDs.
What?
Nanos, small sticks.
When I think of nanos, things like Iron Man's nanotech suit.
You're just an Iron Man fan.
Yeah. Then I transferred into a Spider-Man fan. But I still main Iron Man and Marvel Rivals sometimes.
Oh, I know you do.
Especially for the memes with Maximum Pulse.
I don't even want to know. But speaking of other things that are maximum, Microsoft did have their developer direct this as of yesterday, and actually had some interesting content. I'll start with the one that no one saw coming from Team Ninja. We're actually getting a Ninja Gaiden 4.
Several years ago, the Dark Dragon, youngest of the divine dragon gods, wreaked havoc across the world. The plot was ultimately thwarted through the efforts of a sole ninja. However, the Dark Dragon's husk remained, and from this husk fell an endless downpour of cursed rain. The abandoned Tokyo continues its struggle against chaos to this day.
Infiltrated the facility. Commencing mission. No escape. Hayabusa.
Whatever your clan is plotting, it ends here. So you've come, Raven.
Back off, Hayabusa. I will execute my mission.
So as you can see, guys, that was a big surprise as of yesterday that we are getting Ninja Gaiden 4. As you can see, comes out this year, fall. So we probably figure maybe September, maybe October, probably a little bit closer on the other side. We don't know that yet. But available on Xbox. And yes, if you have Game Pass, it will be available on day one once it released. It'll also be on Steam and PS5. So also, before I throw this off to you guys, outside Ninja Gaiden 4, guys, being released or being released in fall, Ninja Gaiden Sigma Black is now available, and I say not the older version, the remastered version of Ninja Gaiden Black is now available on Xbox Game Pass and PlayStation Plus. And trust me, I downloaded it to my Xbox Series X, played for a few hours. It looks freaking great. But fellas, how do we feel about Ninja Gaiden 4?
Go ahead.
Also, the guy that he was fighting at the end kind of looks like the guy on the first, on the cover for the Ninja Gaiden games. Because I've seen a cover for him, and he kind of looks like the one on the first one.
Yeah. So the guy on the first one is Ryu Hayabusa. So Ninja Gaiden is actually before your time, but let's just say the initial first Ninja Gaiden was on NES. And it was a difficult game.
So I'm getting.
It's like you know how people say Souls-like games, or this game's too Souls-like. The difficulty's too high.
Oh.
This was its grandfather. So to give you kind of
Souls 2.
No.
It's harder than Souls 2.
This would be the grandfather of Souls games because Ninja Gaiden on NES is like the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. Very few people have beaten it. Very few people have. I mean, a lot of people have certain fond memories. I know I do. Some people kind of like, I never want to see this game again. Ninja Gaiden is one of them. Now, is it fun? Absolutely. Whether it was on the NES, I think there was a Super NES game, memory serves you right. And then eventually there was the Ninja Gaiden that actually did show back up. 10 plus years ago when it initially appeared on Xbox. So yeah, it's a hack and slash ninja game. Very fun to play. Difficulty is really up the charts. But I've been saying for the longest time, we need another Ninja Gaiden. The last one we had was Ninja Gaiden Z, and that was Yaiba back on the 360. We haven't had a Ninja Gaiden game since. So I'm looking forward to this, especially with the new character. Love to see Ryu Hayabusa again. And at the same time, guys, like I said, Sigma Black, which basically Ninja Gaiden 2 with a lot more action and gore, is definitely available whether on Xbox Game Pass or PlayStation Plus.
Wait, so that guy he was fighting he turned into a villain?
No, that's a new character. We don't know exactly where Raven is. We know that him and his clan are opposites of Hayabusa and his clan. So think of it like Sub-Zero and Scorpion meeting, but they're not really on the same page yet. So we don't know a lot more. We don't really know a lot about this character, but as we get closer to the release date, we're gonna find a lot more. But
his character design kind of looks like what's his name from Tokyo Ghoul.
Yeah, because Team Ninja's never really had bad designs. But Tafari, Joe, what do you guys think of Ninja Gaiden 4?
I feel like you guys would have better input. Joe, you can go ahead. You're muted.
Joe.
Also muted. Lots of Azuna drops. Everybody gets an Azuna drop. I'm going to grab you. I'm going to spiral you. I'm going to drop you on your head. I'm going to make the game highly improbable to beat because those games are ridiculously hard and full of timing that makes a Souls player blush.
But yet so fun.
But did they just stealth drop an entire remake to the second game out of nowhere on top?
Yes.
I think it's the ultimate version of 2 as well because Ayane and someone else is playable. Rachel?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nina. I think
Nina.
The blonde with the axe, you're thinking Nina.
I remember 3 being on like the PS3 and I didn't have one. When did 2 come out?
2 came out a little bit after, let's see, the 360 one was, if that was 12 years ago, then 2 had to be
360?
Yeah. So that also had to be on the 360. So yeah. I think so. Okay. Black had to come out like 4 or 5 years after Ninja Gaiden.
I missed the entire wave for that. I got on the 360 late, so I just saw. That's what confused me when everybody's like, "You should talk about the Ninja Gaiden trailer on stream." I'm like, "Well, which one?" I keep seeing, I see 4 trending, but I see 2 black as the picture. I didn't see they did both.
So here's the crazy part. So that just to kind of clarify things, there's Ninja Gaiden 2, Ninja Gaiden Sigma Black, Ninja Gaiden 3. Ninja Gaiden 3's Razor's Edge, because anybody that's played the original Ninja Gaiden 3 weren't big fans of it, and understandably so. Razor's Edge was kind of their apology. And then you had Ninja Gaiden Z, which was basically a different ninja story, but that was also for the 360. So that's the games you had. Everybody that's out there saying right now is talking about Ninja Gaiden Sigma Black, which is basically Ninja Gaiden 2, which is a more updated version of 2, which I do love. But yeah, definitely worth playing if you get the chance. But still looking forward. Say what?
I'm glad we're not holding back on the violence, and I'm liking the cinematic finishes. The gameplay is, even though I'm pretty sure this game came out, Ninja Gaiden came out first. Combat kind of reminds me of Metal Gear Solid, Revengeance, or
that's it.
Yeah, Revengeance. It has Revengeance vibes to it. Similar to another game we're gonna show the trailer for. But the next one I want to show, because again, South of Midnight. First off, if you haven't seen this game, really should. Also, shout out to Platinum Games for finally getting with Team Ninja about a Ninja Gaiden game, because Platinum Games still love you for Bayonetta. But anyway, South of Midnight. This is a game that honestly I wanted to do well, because again, the woke mob have found the voice actors. And before we play this trailer, guys, let me point this out. If you don't like the game or don't like the premise, simply put, don't play it. There's no need to go after the voice actors. There's no need to badmouth the game or call it woke or don't like it because it has a woman as the lead role. If you don't like the game, don't play it. Don't talk about it. Just hold up, check, because you haven't seen the trailer. But that's the thing I'm getting at. There's no need, because unfortunately the lead actress, who's actually has the lead role, is already getting hate mail, to the point to where she kind of shut off her IG for a little while. And again, I just never understood that. If you don't like the game, don't play it. But simply put, guys, let's not be dicks about it. But
it's going to be free on Game Pass. They are already mapping out the days and weeks of what grifting content they can make. So,
and also, I'm sorry, go ahead, Tafari.
I said they'll be the first ones in line to play it when it hits Game Pass, so they can go ahead and make every rage bait They're working on rage bait thumbnails as we speak.
I mean, that's a special kind of hatred. But for all those that are wondering what I'm talking about, South of Midnight is a new game, a new IP that Xbox coming out with, and I'm going to stop talking about it, and I'm just going to play the trailer.
It is really picking up out there. Did you pack everything?
Mama, this ain't my first hurricane. I know what to do.
As long as you didn't forget the
flashlights and batteries.
Oh, shoot, we got 5 minutes. Let's go.
We wouldn't be rushed if you didn't.
Don't mumble. Speak on it.
I said we wouldn't be rushed if you didn't waste all that time at the shelter.
Now, you want to bring this up right now?
I'm just saying.
Hazel, please.
We might need some help. I might need some help. While you're out helping everybody else.
Hazel!
No! Mama!
Is that Hazel?
The trailer got swept downstream with Mama in it, and it ain't just about Mama. I'm seeing these things.
Hey, Hazel.
Who's there?
Up here. You find your mama yet?
A talking fish. Nope. Ain't no way.
It ain't every day I hear about a new weaver such as yourself.
What are you talking about?
You can't see strands, can't you? And a trained weaver ought to be able to rescue her mama easy. I can teach you the rest.
This better work.
You know anything about that creepy old house up on the hill?
Yeah, that was once the home of Hug and Molly.
Wait, is Hug and Molly real?
All the stories are real, darling.
Until you call.
Weavers fix things deep down. They mend parts of your soul so ripped you'd forgotten they were ever one piece.
I came all this way to hear your story. The real story, Itchy.
It was complicated. This is grown folks' business. This ain't for you.
I ain't no damn child.
Then you're welcome to try bottling up the pain. But the roots of this trouble go deep.
Oh, dear. You've been keeping secrets.
It's your life. Now you're gone. There's no tomorrow. It's here. It's on.
All right, so that beautiful masterpiece of a trailer was South of Midnight, as you guys can see, available for pre-orders because it will be coming out April 8th of 2025, which means this year, available on Xbox Series X and Steam. And yes, if you have Game Pass, you can get it also on day one. I'm going to go ahead and say this off the bat. I am freaking invested in this. I love the artwork. I love the stop animation. I love the texture, the whole premise, the fighting mechanics, of course, look good. I'm all in come April 8th because I want to see this game. I really want to see this game do well. I do want to see the company behind the game, the developers behind this do extremely well. But fellas, what do we think about South of Midnight after seeing the trailer?
I can't remember. Hug and Molly is like a real actual folk tale type deal, right?
Yep, macabre.
Okay, so yeah, taking that, I mean, southern twang and hurricane weather, so I feel at home already.
Mm-hmm.
The talking catfish let me know this is very much going to be a bayou tale.
Mm-hmm.
Also, this very much feels like if you went more into the mythical direction that a lot of people was kind of hoping Princess and the Frog would.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also noticing we're naming a lot of our MCs Hazel because I'm also watching the new Fairly Odd Parents where that's also the main character. But they here. I looked around. Not a lot of buzz on the actual trailers from Xbox, but on their pages and even on the reaction front, not a lot of buzz. So I feel like this game is going to go the route of Stray. It's not a lot of people are going to play it. The people that do will enjoy it. It'll be a sleeper award season that'll make people try again or give it a bigger aim.
Yeah.
It also kind of a little bit, if anybody's played Brothers, Tale of Two Sons.
Yeah.
It's giving me a little bit of that, only everyone speaks English this time.
Fair. Joe, what do you think?
Kind of got where's the Return to Oz vibes?
That's another one.
Yeah.
Or Alice in Wonderland vibes.
Like through the lips.
Catfish instead of Cheshire Cat, we get a catfish.
That's basically what it was. I get it. Magical adventure, allegory, talking animal. Why is it a catfish?
Right. Oh, there's a reason. Well, that's also a mythical creature too. In Mackay folklore was a catfish. That's why I'm excited because a lot of folklore because of what I remember and what I've always read about, but I'm just liking the fact that it's different, it's new, it's engaging, it pulls you in. It's very rare trailers that'll pull you in and you're immediately like, okay, I'm sold off the bat. In this case, I'm sold on South of Midnight just because of how good it looks. I mean, sound. I'm just ready to play the story. I'm not gonna lie about it. But Chad,
is that why we throw catfish at Predator games?
Say what?
Is that why we throw catfish at Predator games?
To this day, I still don't know why we do that.
Wait, what?
At our hockey game, Preds is our hockey team here in Nashville. Apparently, they throw catfish on the ice, and it's sad that I don't know why they do that.
Okay, I was going to say because we have a Predators team too in Orlando, but it's the arena team, and with the mascot, I don't know how we haven't been sued yet.
I mean, with a name like the Predators, I'm surprised we haven't had Law and Order show up yet.
That too, but I mean, the mascot is straight up like kind of like a cosplay that someone we know is working on, and I'm just like, all right, but is it a Predator? Like legally, but no. But it's just like, how's nobody sent y'all a cease and desist yet? Because
they're probably
down to the armor and the helmet and the tentacle or the whatever dreads on the head. I'm just like, unless we there's got to be some kind of like written permission because they've also promoted a movie with you guys ever. But
either that they're gonna be promoting, either they're gonna be doing a lot of promo in the very near future because you're right, or they're like Nintendo, they just wait to get popular then send a cease and desist. One of the two.
The arena league's in another week thanks to XFL, so good luck. Right. But I hope this. I really want this game to do well. I get it. Ninja Gaiden Doom is here, but I hope people at least give this a shot, especially since Game Pass will be here. I know a lot of people will be Happy Few because that was one of the games they worked on, but
yeah,
I'm hoping this gets back any fans they might have lost as well.
Oh, it should. But like you said, it could be. It's also a sleeper too for all those that don't play it and they come back and just play it on a whim and realize they like it. It could be that type of sleeper too. But also another one that they also did from the developer direct, Expedition 33, because I like the idea of this one. It's basically it's your basic mechanics of a JRPG, but just really done differently. But this is another one that I think will do well. So if you haven't seen it, here's a trailer.
Rated mature.
I've been having nightmares. Being out here isn't what I expected.
Legacy can take many forms, right? Learn from the ones who came before.
And lay the trail for the ones who come after.
Wait, I hear something.
Get ready. Is that a Kestrel?
I still can't believe they exist.
To what do we owe the pleasure of your company? I just need one foot. Aha!
You can turn into a Nephron.
Bonjour, mes amis.
We need to cross the sea? Bulger said you could help?
All right. Ready to sail like a snail.
This is a much better way to travel.
We're gonna take down the painters, just the three of us?
I didn't take you for a coward.
I'm not a coward.
As long as even one of us stands, our fight is not over.
All right. So that, guys, was the trailer for Expedition 33. As you can see, a lot of these Microsoft games have a certain theme. They all seem to be coming out this year. April 24th, 2025 for this one. Again, if you do have Xbox Game Pass, you will get access to this on day one. if you haven't noticed, yes, a lot of it is quick time events. A lot of it is parries. If you've played, I'm trying to figure out better ways. If you played Final Fantasy, if you've played
Metaphor Refantasia.
Wow, well done. Yeah, if you played that,
Guard.
Yeah, so if you've actually played those, you'll actually see some similar items to Expedition 33. I'm looking forward to it. But guys, what do y'all think, including you, Chad?
I mean, I'm not really into turn-based games like that, even though I did kind of grow up with Pokemon. But I'll give it a chance, considering that I gave Metaphor Refantasio a chance, and I kind of like that game. So, yeah, I might give it a chance. It looks pretty good.
Okay. Say it one more time.
Is this a turn-based game?
Yeah, it is a JR. It's a Japanese RPG game, so it is turn-based.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just liking the fact that it's got. I mean, you just don't. I mean, you don't really just sit there. It is a lot of parrying. You can parry. You can counter. You just can find your moment to attack. It is all turn-based with quick time events. You get used to it, but again, if you play games like that, but similar, that's what you're going to expect in this one. But I'm digging it.
For me, I'm getting One Piece Odyssey vibes because I played the demo for that game, and it was a turn-based game, and it was not that great.
It's so much fun.
Is it?
Odyssey?
One Piece Odyssey is amazingly fun.
That game is.
You and Joe.
All right,
you and Joe are the opposite ends.
Just move him off the screen.
You and Joe are going to be on the opposite ends of this one.
Can
on
we
this
agree
episode.
on this one? Pokemon Scarlet and Violet was an actual good Pokemon game.
Yes, that's fine. But here's the difference between me and you, Chet. I bought the game. I didn't just play the demo.
No, like I played the demo and I played the game because when I went.
And how far did you get? How many of the Straw Hats did you get?
All of them.
So how far in the game did you get?
I think I got like 80%.
Okay.
It took me like 3
You're
days.
still wrong. I respect your opinion, and opinions can't be wrong, but you are wrong.
I feel like this is a Star Trek episode.
Game that had Zoro as DLC.
No. This is the that's a different one. That's the action RPG where it's you're on the Pirate Islands, the open sandbox RPG. The one we're talking about is the more traditional turn-based RPG.
Okay.
Where you're going back into the memories and you're like everybody is post Dressrosa. But they're going into the memories and are like, oh, you're going up against Crocodile. Bam. It's like, why is he this strong? Don't worry about it.
I just love the fact that both of y'all are on the opposite ends of One Piece. That is interesting.
I mean,
but back to Expedition 33, Joe. So we can go along. What are your thoughts on it?
It's a game. It looks pretty, and I won't be able to play it because I don't own an Xbox, and my computer runs on 2 potatoes and 1 cat.
I got nothing for that. Well, outside of that, Doom the Dark Ages. We know it. We like it. We know it's coming out. They gave us 11 minutes of gameplay. We're not going to do the 11 minutes because, well, you only need to see about 3.
Oh, I was going to say, no.
In Doom the Dark Ages, you will feel like the superweapon in the center of a medieval war against hell. Set in a cinematic sci-fi fantasy world full of locations to explore, powerful weapons to unlock, and enemies to conquer. This is a prequel to Doom 2016, and that's given us the opportunity to reimagine every aspect of this experience. So if you're new to the franchise, then Doom the Dark Ages will be the perfect entry point into the series. And if you're a longtime fan, then you'll be proud to see, in a lot of ways, the feel of the game is really a return to form. So let's break it down, starting with the combat. In Doom Eternal, you felt like a fighter jet. In Doom the Dark Ages, you'll be an iron tank. Heavy, strong, but still fast. A grounded combat system with an emphasis on power over the acrobatics of Doom Eternal. And a balance between enemy projectiles and player movement speed that makes strafing to aim viable again, just like in the classic Doom games. But it's not all about nostalgia. Innovation is the goal, always. And so for Doom the Dark Ages, it's an all-new world with new tools and new mechanics to master. Let me introduce you to the Shield Saw. Block. Throw. Parry. Deflect. All from one input. It's contextual, tons of depth on a single button press. You know, we want every Doom game to stand on its own as a unique experience. So in 2016, we asked you to run and gun. In Doom Eternal, it was jump and shoot. And in Doom the Dark Ages, you're gonna stand and fight. And the Shield Saw will give you the strength to go head-to-head with some of the biggest, baddest demons we've ever created it in. But that's not all, because if you're gonna stand and fight, then you gotta have something to follow up that opening parry with. How about an iron flail? Or maybe an electrified gauntlet? Or even a doom-spiked mace? That's right, we have 3 melee options that are part of a melee system, all on one input, complete with combos and upgrades, and it's totally awesome. And you can finish off the demons now with an all-new, unsynced, completely in the player's control glory kill system. From any angle, in and out, as you see fit. And it feels amazing. You'll feel unstoppable, smashing your way through the horde with total freedom. And that seems like a ton, but that's just 2 inputs. We got one more really important button that we haven't talked about yet. The trigger. That's right, we've saved the best for last. Doom has and always will be all about the guns, and Dark Ages has some of the most ridiculously powerful weapons that we've ever created. Mean. Ancient. Brutal torture machines, built to butcher, impale, and shred the minions of hell with. Only in Doom. That's the mission statement for the design of these never-before-seen, insanely fun-to-use tools of mayhem that only the Slayer has the power to wield. So let's take a look at some extended gameplay footage and see how these medieval mechanics synergize with the enemies and the environments to form the new combat loop for Doom the Dark Ages.
Under the hood for the first time in an id game.
So we're going to cut it there just because, like I said, it's 11 minutes. I only need to show the gameplay because outside of knowing when this is coming out, which, by the way, Doom the Dark Ages does come out also this year, May the 15th, available on Game Pass. Need I say more about the fact that you get a saw, you get medieval weapons? They do explain some other weapons in the game that, again, are toward the end of the video, and also certain rides that you actually get at the end of the video. I will say this. One of them was always what I always wanted to do with the Doom character, if you gave him a Gundam. The other one is if you ever wanted to ride a dragon. I leave it at that. But fellas, I mean, what more do we need to say about Doom the Dark Ages? Because I know I'm playing.
Give me this game. I don't care if it's unfinished. Give me the game.
Well, you may want to finish game, Jed.
Oh, I want the game.
Tafari, Joe, what do you think?
So, was this entire direct all Game Pass exclusives, or what is the? It's a lot
Seems
of
to be.
I'm just like, how are y'all making money? Like, is it Game Pass pulling in dollars like that?
Yeah, I mean, for the longest part, Game Pass is. I mean, for the price that you pay for Game Pass, and the fact that a lot of these games are available on day one, it seems that Microsoft is banking more on subscribers than actually making money individually. That's the only thing I can think of. You're basing this on how many Game Pass subscribers you can get to offset the value of these games. Because I didn't expect Ninja Gaiden 4 to be on Game Pass. I did not expect South of Midnight to be on Game Pass. I thought they were all going to be like, okay, here it is. Here's the release date. Pre-order now. And it's like, now, I mean, you still can pre-order. But again, the thing about Game Pass is, and I say this all the time, Game Pass is digital media. It may stay there for a while, may stay there for a year, might be gone. It might be gone in 2 months. So, I mean, Game Pass is kind of like, God, what was that? What was that? GameFly. It's kind of like GameFly in a way, where
alive too, isn't it? Somewhat.
Huh?
I think GameFly is somewhat still alive.
On life support. It's still
It's
around.
actually a great way to get super cheap games.
Yeah.
It was the commercials used to be on. The commercials were entertaining. I'll give them that much. My college roommate, 2017, used GameFly. That's how I got. What came out that year? I had Kingdom Hearts 2.8 and something that kept me entertained all spring break. Yeah, I think it was the new Call of Duty. He's like, "Yeah, I rent stuff all the time. Just put it in the sleeve and send it back a week." I'm like, "That really works."
Yeah, but that's what I think. That's what I think Microsoft modeled their Game Pass after. It's like, hey, you can pay $20 a month, test out the games, and then if you like said game, go pay the full price for it. I mean, it's not a bad system if you think about it, because a lot of people don't want to get burned paying $60, $70, $80, $100 for a game. Especially since we're now in the $100 range for a lot of these ultimate versions of the game. So it's just like, I understand it, but I also understand what Microsoft is doing. It's like, because let's be honest, the last developer direct wasn't very solid for Microsoft. There was a lot of hits and misses because they kind of focused on one game and didn't really tell a lot about the others. I mean, the best things that came out of the last developer direct was Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, which if you haven't played it on Game Pass or haven't bought it, it's great. Worth playing.
Isn't that where he came out and apologized for that vampire game?
I don't know. Why would he apologize for the vampire game? I'm not remembering that one.
The vampire game that was like their supposed to be their big hit, and it underperformed so badly the studio shut down, and he had to come out and apologize for a second time.
What was it?
Redwood or
Old West?
No, it wasn't Old West. It started with an R.
Redfall?
Thank you. Redfall was what it's called. Yeah, that one. I don't know if he came out and apologized. I don't know. Was it the studio that apologized? I'm about Harrison Ford apologized.
No, it wasn't. I mean, the guy that runs Xbox.
Oh, Phil Spencer. Yeah, he did come out for that.
They had to come out and apologize. Like, yeah, we overestimated and studio got shut down. We're real sorry.
Yeah.
Is there like a
Phil Spencer. No. Oh, there is a Redfall, but it's got nothing to do with the video game. So yes, you are correct. The Nicolas Cage movie, but no, but you're right, Joe. Phil Spencer did come out and apologize for Redfall. For this one, because Indiana Jones was done by, I want to say, From Software. No, ID. No, it wasn't. No, it was Bethesda. There we go. Bethesda is what I was looking for. They actually did the game, but no. It's still worth playing though, if you haven't played Indiana Jones: The Great Circle. But in the same case with this one, with Doom: The Dark Ages, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to screw up a Doom game. It's hard. As long as you have guns, as long as you have enemies, the difficulty level is always there, and as long as there's a BFG gun somewhere, which there should be, it's hard to go wrong with a Doom game. because it's always a fun time. It's like, you know what it reminds me of? It's like Serious Sam. If you play Serious Sam on the PC, that's always fun to play. It's just basically Duke Nukem, which again I'm not complaining about. I love Duke Nukem. But yeah, Doom the Dark Ages looks like it's just gonna be fun. But this developer direct, just to sum this up before we get on to Phantom Blade Zero, which is our last trailer before we get into other news and comics. But no, this developer direct, guys, I just want you guys' opinion on this because yes, we saw 4 games, and each of these 4 games are all going to be available this year. All of them going to be on Game Pass. So if you already have Game Pass, you're pretty much just waiting until when it's going to be released, which looks like a lot of these games is going to be in the April-May category, with Ninja Gaiden 4 being released sometime in the fall. Really quick, did Microsoft nail this developer direct, or was it a swing and a miss?
No, I think they got it. Very much came out swinging to start the year. Good for them. Don't take this momentum and squander it. I hope every game comes out and is good. Plagued by unfortunate layoffs, especially due with our just because nobody seems to be safe in our current landscape.
Right.
First couple days. I'm hoping these studios stay open. I'm hoping these people get more work. And I hope PlayStation kind of brings it because now the ball's in your court. You did very well at the Game Awards, but clearly this is letting you know you can't coast on that for much longer because Xbox came to play and they very much have backed it up this time.
Right. Joe?
I'm just going to wait for certain things to come out on PlayStation. I don't own an Xbox, so I can't
Well, let me ask.
They promised us the stars before, and it has failed spectacularly.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So I know you don't have an Xbox, but from a presentation standpoint, did they improve or did they give more of the same?
They've done this before, and then turn around and have had Phil Spencer come out and apologize. So they've literally done this before.
I'm not arguing. You're right. It has happened before.
Let's remember the Starfield developer direct, where it was supposed to be everything under the sun, and then it became a meme to the point where we still yell in John Arbuckle's voice, "Starfield."
But the funny part is, but it's the same company that was behind Starfield is also the same company behind Indiana Jones. So it's like I mean, I'm not arguing. I mean, I agree with you. It can be for the same.
It's easier to whip. Well, they're not Nazis because we're in Italy. What are we calling them?
Fascists, but they were Nazis.
It's easier to whip fascists in the face in the 50s than it is to do starship design. It's just that simple.
Although I did like the watch and the collector's item from Starfield, though. I still actually have mine. But
I have a question.
Shoot.
Is it like Doom related to Wolfenstein?
No, completely.
Yes and no. It's super weird. It's one of those like fourth cousin, twice removed scenarios in that family tree. Technically, there's a kids. Technically, Chad. There is a kids' educational game that is tied into Doom and Wolfenstein.
Yeah, I know
called Captain something or other.
Yeah. And apparently that's like Doom's grandfather, apparently, or something.
Oh, I forgot about the
Yes, which is also Wolfenstein. B.J. Blazkowicz's great grandson is Captain so and so. But that thing is really complicated.
I saw Game Theory explaining, and that's all I need to know. I was like, how does this even make
sense?
sense?
Read the Doom novels. Read the 4 Doom novels, and then get back to me.
When you're older.
Oh no, they're actually pretty appropriate. Well, book 1 and 2 is pretty appropriate. 3 and 4 are not.
When you're older.
I'll just watch a Game Theory.
Okay, I'm gonna have to watch that Game Theory with you. But outside the developer direct, guys, we actually do have Phantom Blade Zero Year of the Snake gameplay trailer. And if you do not know about Phantom Blade Zero, again, it's similar to Ninja Gaiden, so it is a lot of gory parts. But I'm gonna let the trailer speak for itself. see, guys, that was Phantom Blade Zero, Year of the Snake trailer. For PS5, again, there seems to be a trend with this that all these games will be released this year. I'm sold, but Chad, Tafara, Joe?
Is it really the Year of the Snake?
Yep.
Okay. I kind of dig. Again, thank you to all these devs for giving us like cinematics and actual gameplay. That's a step in the right direction for this year.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if you're into that sword hack and slash genre with the cinematic finishes, you basically have an option on both consoles. You can play this, or you can play Ninja Gaiden on top of another Ghost game getting ready to come out.
Oh yeah, Ghost of Yotei.
Ghost of Yotai is coming out. Right. All right. Chad, Joe?
I mean, it looks cool, actually. It's just, I think the reason why he was doing so little damage was because the weapon he was using was a sword. And I'm thinking that, like, all the big weapons will do good damage, but they're slow. And all the swords will do not that good of damage, but they're fast.
Yeah. Also, the thing about it is they actually explain the weapons. So the fact that there's a number 13, number 27 means that there's going to probably be a cavalcade of weapons that you can use in this game. Although me and Joe did talk about this earlier in our group chat, it looks Souls-like, but we don't think it will be Souls-like. We think it'll probably be more like Devil May Cry meets Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. Either way,
that guy was spazzing out after he got resurrected.
Yeah. But that's just the fighting. Like it's so fast. That's what makes me think Devil May Cry, because Devil May Cry and God of War, they're kind of fast-paced. They're kind of fast-paced combat games. So when you're looking at Phantom Blade Zero, it's like, okay, this is probably gonna be fast-paced as well. If that's the direction they're going for, cool. But that's just me. But Joe, did you want to add anything more onto that?
No, I mean the game looks fun. I will give it a shot if I can afford it. Like, everything's changing because of the move next month, so Lord only knows. I got to plan around things. The reason why we were only seeing those swords they were all the snake-themed swords for Year of the Snake, which is why it's the name of the trailer. I just look forward to it. I want to see what it's like. The director made a comment in an interview where he does not like Souls-like gameplay. Yeah. He likes Souls-like level design.
Yeah,
which is why it will be more Souls-like traversal than it is combat. But we'll see when we get there.
Fair, but either way, I'm still digging it. So some other quick news, guys, before we get to our comic book pools. Really quickly, I don't know if we should feel happy or sad about this. Warner Brothers game chief David Haddad will be exiting. And unfortunately, it's not David Zaslav. He will be leaving his role after 12 years in the Warner Bros. Gaming division. I can only think that because of what happened with Suicide Squad and many other failed other games, that maybe they're going in a different direction. But either way, Mr. Haddad is definitely out. Is this a good idea or a bad idea, guys? That's because Zaslav is still there.
I mean, between that and whatever the movie is about the rock star, but he's being played as a monkey. Well, how many times do people have to tell you no and you do it anyway?
Fair.
The biggest issue with that movie is no one knows. If you're not from the UK, you have no idea who this dude is. Like, I don't know who this dude is.
Yeah, everyone's saying, like, it's doing bad. It's like, why did you try to sell this here? You should have started over there and slowly.
Also, why is he a monkey?
Apparently, it was an artistic choice to make something out of place amongst people. They never did a good job of explaining it. It's supposed to be something about feeling alien amongst your fellow artists, and they chose ape for some reason. I don't.
Pretty much.
Hello, monkeys.
You just wanted their freeze line so bad, didn't you?
That biggest info dump from this was from Straw Hat Goofy more than it was people who made it. That should tell you enough.
Pretty much. But no, again, until Zaslav is gone, I don't think this is more just, hey, we're going to put the failures of our games on one person and give him a golden parachute on the way out. That's the way I look at it. Other good news, if you are an SNK fan, and thank you, Joe, for finding this. For Fatal Fury, Call of the Wolves, guys, they're doing an open beta test February 20th to 24th. You can choose up to 8 different characters. You can also fight online. This test will only run from February 20th to February 24th. Now, here's the beautiful thing about this. You do not need a Games Pass. You do not need PlayStation Plus. It is completely open for this time for everybody to play, for everybody to test things out. Completely free. There's nothing to sign up for. I just need to stress that out because I did read this all the way through. There's nothing to sign up for. You don't need anything additional as long as you have an internet connection, and if you have a PS5, a PS4, or Xbox Series X or S, or you have Steam if you like to play on the PC Master Race, you'll be able to play Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves, beta just fine. Now, of course, I'm going to give you again, this is the test periods. February 20th from February 24th. That's as much time as you get to play. After midnight on February 24th, you will no longer have access to the beta. Again, you can play online, whether a ranked match, casual match, or room match, or you do a tutorial. You'll have 8 characters to play with. However, we don't know which 8 characters you have at this time. That being said, I'm all for it. I know, Joe. I know you're definitely going to be on the. You're definitely going to be on it, right?
I can afford free.
I mean, everybody can afford free. But yeah, that's the only thing I'm getting at, though. Is just that because again, this is a fighting game that everyone is looking forward to. I know I am, and plus, as Joe said, 'tis free. You cannot argue with free. But yeah, keep in mind, guys.
You don't need PlayStation Plus to play online.
Yeah, you do need PlayStation Plus to play online. Let me stress that one. And the Xbox Game Pass is being the same way now. So unless you have Game Pass, you can't play online either. So let me stress that heavily. You will need those things. But yeah, come February 2024, should be a fun time to City of the Wolves. Also, Marlon Wayans, thank you, Tafara, for this. Decided to give us this little number, a scary date, June 12th of next year. I can only imagine with that red letter and black outlet, what that means. Again, yeah, I'm hoping because Scary Movie wasn't the same after the Wayans left. It was not. No matter how they cut the mustard on this, a Scary Movie was just not the same without the Wayans. But
so, what are they gonna parody though? Because like the horror genre is not something they can easily parody right now.
Well, I mean, they've been off. I mean, with the state of the world, they kind of got a lot to work with.
You have horror and real life to easily go off of, and what he did with was it Meet the Blacks? Was that Mike Epps?
That was Mike Epps.
What was the other one he did? That was a parody of Paranormal Activity.
Oh, no, it wasn't a haunted house.
Yeah,
haunted house.
Yeah, A Haunted House was great. That was a scary movie just without being called a scary movie. So
right.
They clearly still have ideas in that genre. They'll get a chance because you see, like one of the first things they tried to parody after he was gone was Brokeback Mountain, and that was just weird.
Yeah,
that was one of Kevin Hart's first roles.
Maybe he'll try and parody all the Jordan Peele movies.
They could
do that. Yeah,
I Peele being front row laughing at his ass off the entire time he does that too. Like I could Jordan Peele very much. I could see him being a good sport about it. Yeah, they could easily make fun of Us. They could make fun of Nope.
Yep.
I don't think what other movies. I think the Conjuring world is still doing 50,000 films.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, they got plenty of material to work with. They really do. I mean, the Wayans do have a lot to work with, and let's be honest, it don't take much for them to come up with a script that'll have us all laughing.
Homegirl fighting with the skeleton. You could easily do that in modern day, but with the Megan doll, like wow.
Yeah. Or Megan.
Brain rot.
Brain rot?
Mm-hmm.
Is this a new thing?
Yeah.
Of course
this
it is.
It's called watching TikTok for too long.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
He's not wrong though.
I've learned something new.
Also, they can maybe put the Costco guys in that movie.
I mean, if you have TikTok download on an extra phone, you can. You can go ahead and sell it for like what, $5,000 now.
That's still crazy, but yeah, because you can't download it. But if you still have it, it's value. Its software is worth in gold until a tech person figures it out. But outside of that, we haven't covered wrestling in quite a while, so forgive me, guys, if I sound like a very old man. But Royal Rumble is next week. Will take place on February 1st in Indianapolis. The fight card so far, and I wish I could make this up. I double checked this twice. So far, the fight card is going to be the women's Royal Rumble match, the men's Royal Rumble match, and then for the undisputed WWE title, it'll be Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens in a ladder match. Now, again, it's next week. Matches are more than likely going to be added to it, but because this is actually showing on Netflix, since they purchased WWE, Netflix is very time constrained. So probably what we're going to see, maybe one or two more matches may get added, but that's pretty much going to be the fight card. Although John Cena is retiring this year, he's kind of going on his farewell tour. He's kind of the heavy favorite to win the Rumble. Also, Randy Orton, CM Punk will also be in it. So it should make for an interesting fight card. But I'm going to be asked this question, fellas. Will we be watching the Royal Rumble, or will you be waiting for the results?
I might check it out.
Yep.
I mean, if it's on Netflix, then I'll watch it.
I mean, I will watch it too. Like I said, it's been a while since I've caught up. I've been out of the wrestling loop for some time. Life be lifing. But yeah, Kevin Owens, I've been following him since he was Kevin Steen in ROH. So it's about time he gets another championship run. Cody Rhodes has fulfilled his obligation. I think they're going to keep the strap on him until WrestleMania because of the whole tribal bloodline thing. Because last time I saw it, Roman Reigns won, and I think they're still trying to go with that. The Rock is somewhere in the middle of all of it since he's now a major boss on the TKO side. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with that, especially who wins the Rumble, because that kind of tells the story for WrestleMania.
Who's world heavyweight champion right now?
That would be Gunther.
Okay, that's how Cena goes out then.
Because they're very big on Gunther. So
Gunther will drop the belt to Cena. That means Cena ties with Ric Flair.
Oh, you say if he challenges Cena? Okay, that's what you're saying. Okay.
Well, if Cena's going to win, my prediction is Cena wins the Rumble.
Right.
Challenges Gunther, gets the title, which ties him with Flair, the World Heavyweight title things, then drops it back to Gunther.
I can see that. But since I want to see what happens since his farewell tour, because Cena's been around, I did not think about that, for almost 17 years. 17 years.
Women, it's either going to be Becky or Charlotte coming back with the pop and the win.
Charlotte is bound to come back. Lynch was supposed to return at Raw on Netflix, and then it got pushed back. Alexa Bliss was supposed to return, but her return got canceled. So
I think the reason for both of those is they had television obligations.
Huh.
I think because Becky Lynch is now outed to be part of Starfleet Academy.
So
they may be doing that. I think Alexa, I have no idea if she's just liking voice work and wants to and took on another job.
It kind of goes to show you that the old guard is starting to kind of go the long way, which makes me wonder, are they going to be putting over new people, new talent, since, they're diversifying?
Yeah, but we're also in a really healthy place right now, especially with that contract. Not quite merger, but willingness to work with TNA, or not TNA. Is it TNA?
Yeah, it's back to TNA. TNA Impact.
TNA and WWE are working together, so, I never
thought I'd see that day happen.
There's a possibility we could see a TNA World Title match with Joe Hendry fighting somebody.
Even though he did win the TNA World Title.
Yeah,
they dropped it to him.
That's what I say. We could see it at Mania.
Although Tessa Blanchard being back in Impact, just
the less the better.
Why?
Let's talk about Gundams.
You go for it, because this Gundam series, I go ahead.
You got the video.
Yeah, I'll find it, but yeah, this Gundam.
You and then just type in a couple U's and it'll blow up.
I got that. It's just, oh well, how can I put this ever so nicely?
So Mobile Suit Gundam G-Quakes came out last week in Japan. It has already got the #1 top spot. It's also got the #1 single right now, Plasma by Kenshi Yonezu. A lot of people who are unfamiliar with that, he is the singer of the opening of not Devilman, Chainsaw Man. He's the singer of Kickback from Chainsaw Man. Also, another insert song artist is, if I'm reading this right, Hoshimachi Suisei from Hololive. She's also inserted her own song in there, which is one of the first times anybody from Hololive has had any sort of media into a mainstream movie. So congrats on them. We can go ahead and pull it up, and then I can tell what some of this is without going into big spoilers.
All right. Let me go ahead and play it.
Yeah, go for it.
直径 6.4km のスペースコロニーは 113.5 秒に1回回転し 1G の遠心力を生み出している。空は頭の上じゃなく足の下にあるんだ。コロニー生まれの私たちは本物の重力も本物の空も知らない。もちろん本物の海も。賞金をかけてモビルスーツでバトルするクランバトル？クラバなんてまともなやつはやらない。
僕は修二。
私マジ。いや意外と可愛い名前。
あんたさ、クランバトルやらない？
素人を巻き込むな。本当に死ぬぞ。まだ子供じゃん。
クラバは命がけなんだよ。モビルスーツ2対2のマブ戦。相手の頭部を破壊すれば勝ちだ。
君も向こう側見えた。
勝つから信じて。マチュのマブ、本物のマブ。一緒にクランバトルやってくれるの？
戦えとガンダムが言っている。
あの子は間合いが分かってるんだ。本物かもしれない。
やらなきゃ。やられる。シュジ。
マチュ。
空って自由ですか？
And that was the trailer for GQX. Is a movie which will be in theaters in Japan February 28th. Joe, do we know if what's that usual one that does the special events? Forgot what it's called in movie theaters.
AMC?
No, it's a certain group. It's a certain company that does overseas movies, but actually doesn't here. And I cannot think of the name of my life right now. Joe, you're muted, by the way.
The Fathom
event. It is GQ Fandom Events.
Thank you, Fandom. That's what I was thinking. Thank you. But yeah, for Fandom Events, I'm probably going to have that. I'll give it a shot. I mean, being a Gundam fan, I'll give it a shot. The trailer didn't really pull me in, but...
So, the plot is what pulled me in. Because this is an alternate timeline to Universal Century.
Yeah.
Yeah, so... this is a world where Amuro never got the Gundam, and Char successfully infiltrated and took the Gundam. And as a result, the 1 Year War shifted in Xeon 1. And it is now the year 0085 where this takes place. So that means this is the year of Zeta Gundam, where all space nodes are independently free. Anyone can travel to and from space. And small war pockets of colonies are now trying to fight for dominance, kind of G Gundam-ish, but not really, but kind of, but also not.
So G Gundam and also G Gundam and then the Witch from Mercury.
A little bit more than that, because the dude that the main girl finds has the red Gundam.
Uh-huh.
And it's been upgraded with Psycom units, and there's just a whole bunch of stuff in there. But the crux of this is an alternate history to both Mobile Suit Gundam and Zeta Gundam. So we may get cameos. We may take a peek on what's on the other side of that rainbow realm when two new types start to clash with each other.
Mm-hmm.
All sorts of weird things. The design of the Gundam is standing alone. Because if you look at some of the other Mobile Suit designs, like the Zaku's look amazing.
True.
The Gundam the G-Quakes just looks a little weird, and the face of the Gundam looks a little weird, but that's also because the studio that's doing this is the Evangelion studio.
So it's got a little bit of Evangelon in it.
So it's a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup Gundam. Not quite an Eva, but not quite a Gundam, but not going to destroy the world with by a theological explosion.
Fair. Well, I'll put this way. So, Tafari, seeing this trailer, would it kind of entice you to watch the movie?
I think so. Just because my Gundam knowledge is spotty, and this kind of seems like it's a very much. You can either take it as its own thing, or if you have the lore like you guys would, you'll appreciate it more. My whole thing is, I have flashbacks of some Gundam episodes from like Toonami. I know one of them is where I think the guy was afraid of clowns, and for some reason, Star Spangled Banner is what psyched him out of it.
Team Gundam with Jiminy Crockett. Actually, we also have news on Team Gundam.
It sounds like a fever dream, but I looked that episode up and I'm like, nope, I didn't imagine this. They straight up have to sing like the American theme song to psych him out of his clown trauma, which I guess the clowns went AWOL at the circus and like robbed people or something.
Yeah.
So this seems, you know what it is? This seems like Gundam with a little bit of, what was that other weird show that took a hard turn that was hard to follow? Edeka 7. This looks like easier to follow Edeka meets Gundam.
Fair enough. What news do you have about G Gundam, Joe?
It is getting a sequel manga, officially licensed, written, following Asia Jr., the long-lost son of Master Asia, who's being trained by Domon.
So the Gundam battles resume? I thought it was that's going to be interesting.
No, I mean, just because of what happened with the Double Gundam doesn't mean that they don't continue to have the Gundam Battle series to see which one's in charge. I won't continue further because I will make a political joke, and we don't need that kind of energy right now.
Oh Lord. Well, with that being said, let's go on and move on to our only review for this week for Dragon Ball Daima. What do we got? What do you guys think of the most? Oh, also, before I actually hang on a second. Before we actually get to that, really quickly, if you have Crunchyroll, yes, please, if you have Crunchyroll and you haven't done this already, reset your passwords. Crunchyroll unfortunately got hacked. Somebody turned around and may or may not have access to your account. Please be on the safe side, guys. Go to your Crunchyroll accounts. Please update your passwords. Keep yourself safe because you don't want to lose your Crunchyroll access. It's not, and like I said, be on the safe side. That's all we're saying. But
the reset password button doesn't work on Crunchyroll. You have to go to forgot password and do it that way.
Right.
Funimation was great, but we didn't have these problems.
Right. So, but with that being said, about this week's Dragon Ball Daima, what do we think, fellas?
I mean, action-packed.
I mean, it definitely was, although Vegeta was kind of had the worst cover on Bulma this side of the world. The reintroduction of the third eye, which old boy has now, and then what's-her-face's father shows up when he sat there and said that he was not going to. That was interesting. But you're right, this definitely was an action one. I'm kind of curious to see what the next episode is going to be because technically in the demon world, it's only 3 Dragon Balls. All 3 Dragon Balls have been accounted for. So I forgot. Do we know how many episodes this current run gets,
We
Joe?
got 5 more.
Okay. So we're not. So
we got 5 more.
Okay, so we're not episode yet.
Are we done with this show after those 5?
I believe so.
Yeah, this is supposed to be a one run, supposed to be, but then again, so was Super.
I love Ibis so much in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, can I have your belt? No. I'll give you a kiss? No.
Right.
Well, is there anything you want? Can I have your hat?
He at least got the hat. He at least got the hat.
So
But
at this point, I think I now know why there is no Gohan. I think he's going to be used as the key marker at the end of the series, so they can just instant transmission out of the demon realm.
Yeah.
Also, because again, Gohan would make everything irrelevant.
Yeah.
Because he's too strong, but I also wonder, would he be able to go ultimate in the body of the Namek Gohan?
That is a fair question.
I would just like to see that Gohan and young Videl and the old bowl cut come back for a little bit.
Bowl cut, Super Saiyan.
What does he want?
A bowl cut
Super Saiyan Gohan
in the Namek outfit.
It would just look like Trunks, because Trunks has a bowl cut as well.
You know what I always wanted as an alternate costume? The long hair he grew out in the time chamber.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. When he learned how to use it a little bit, and then when he finally mastered it, cut his hair. And I'm like, I would like to see, we have yet to see a long-haired or bald Saiyan between Raditz and Appa.
No, we have.
Have we?
Cauliflower.
Yeah, there's this one mini comic about this one guy.
A long, spike, but not flowing down her back.
Right.
Well, you got all the pictures of Raditz.
You let it down. But yeah, it's I'm curious to see who else we get a young cameo from. Also, we're like 13 episodes in. Why is the dub just now releasing when the 3 episodes came out October? What?
I think they had some sort of production delay or something.
Yeah, I would say so.
So my question here is, we know that the gerrymander, or whatever, however you pronounce that's a very French word.
Mm-hmm.
Do we think, aside from them actually just being chill, nice dudes, in the grand scheme of things, are they going to be like the Ginyu Squad, where they have a certain power to make up for the lack of strength? Because right now, if they get involved, Goku and Vegeta are just going to wreck them.
Pretty much.
So, are they going to have a certain power? Because technically, Goku was the strongest one out of all the Ginyu Force.
They're going to have a power. It may not be what we think it is, but they're going to have something. What do you say, Spar?
Power or some kind of combo technique, or Jason Berger's what is it? The Red Comet attack, something.
Yeah, I beat my uncle with that move.
At this point, these guys seem like they're somewhere in between the Ginyu Force and the Par brothers.
Yeah, pretty much. But I'm still saying,
Are we done with the Majin Gumbo now, or what?
No. That was the best part about it. Aransu's just sitting there looking out the window while her two dumb sons are sitting asleep, passed out of the couch from a sugar coma, and I'm ma'am. No, I'm just ma'am, you were the villain, and then you just became a single mother of 2.
Pretty much, which is interesting. But since we only got 5 more episodes, I'm just curious to see what they're going to do next. But we'll come find out come Crunchyroll. But like we said, guys, what do you say, Joe?
Hi, mate.
Oh, you were saying a lot.
Real quick.
Oh, Lord, you're reciting a lot. But yes, but keep in mind, guys, like we said about Crunchyroll, if you do have an account there, please reset your password as soon as possible. But yeah, we'll be catching up on Dragon Ball Daima once it does come back up next Friday. Any other news, guys, before we get to our comics?
Oh, Red Ranger in Another World is still getting, may actually get its own anime series based around the actual Sentai.
Nice. Tafar, what are you going to say?
I was gonna say I got nothing. I'm trying to think. I feel like I'm missing something, but I don't know. It'll come to me probably before the end of this. I'm trying to think. We covered all the trailers, news. I haven't heard anything amazing come out of MagFest this weekend, so
Are you gonna go to MegaCon?
I want to, but I think I'm good on home for a little bit.
I'm about to say you've been hitting cons pretty hard last year. I'm surprised you might want to take a little bit of a sabbatical, sir.
It's not even that. It's just the cons are cool. It's going home and seeing everyone else right now. That's just like hey, I'm almost 30 and I'm good on just all of it. Let me know y'all. Let me know that hand. I don't got to deal with it. So, but yeah, MegaCon, I'll give them credit. They have very much MegaCon has done a good job of getting the egos out of the building, especially after COVID. Letting more local artists get a shot, letting more people who do custom cars get a shot. A lot more creators are making their way there, and I think that is a result of that. So good on them. I wish other people could follow suit, but I'm hoping. Yeah, I would love to go to MegaCon again in the future. I've gone a couple times for work. Only person I can say notably I met was, what's the girl's name who plays Estelle. She was a sweetheart.
Nice. Well, of course, you can always check out Tafari for his many videos on how to prepare for a con, what to do at a con, how to leave a con, and basically how to leave positive remarks at a con. But with that being said, thank you guys. And I see, Joe, you've already got your comics up, sir. So whenever you're ready, sir.
First up, we got Absolute Wonder Woman. This is written by Kelly Thompson, art by Hayden Sherman, and colors by Jordi Belair. Wonder Woman gets her arm back. We are introduced to this universe's Eddie Candy, who runs a herb shop and is totally not a witch.
Mm-hmm.
And then Wonder Woman makes her sword grow to the point where Cloud from Final Fantasy VII says, I want one.
I mean, that was a big ass sword.
That was a big sword, but this just continues to, of all the Absolute books, this one feels the least foreign because I think the point of this book is no matter what universe or what variation she is, Diana will always be Diana.
True.
Because Universe 3, it's not Wonder Woman, it's Superwoman. It's a superpowered Lois Lane. There is no Wonder Woman in that universe.
Just true.
But even when totally corrupted by Darkseid, Diana still manages to be Diana.
One arm, whether it was with one arm or two, which is still funny to me that she got her arm back. But no, it was an interesting issue. I will say that.
So what's the story behind Absolute Wonder Woman?
Long story short, it's just retelling.
So the stories are, Chad, is Darkseid did something and made his own universe of in his image, and these are the heroes of the Darkseid version of the DC universe.
Oh, so basically Darkseid's the maker of this universe.
Yes.
Oh.
Which is why Batman is nearly a 2-story tall man with a dump truck Batmobile, and Gordon's trying to help him out. And Superman has his parents, and his mom's really good with a lava gun.
Yeah, it gets weird. It gets
Batman
weird.
looks like a tank.
He is basically.
I thought Arkham Batman was bad. He looks like he was just. He wouldn't even just leave you.
He takes the stress symbol off and turns it into an axe.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah.
I don't think that he leaves his enemies alive. Pretty sure.
No, he does.
He does. He still does.
How?
His no kill rule is still in effect.
How does Batman leave his opponents alive now? They're still in the medical ICU unit for at least 2 years after fighting him.
Pretty much.
I mean, like, I would like one punch to the forehead by this guy. You're probably not.
See, you're trying to apply logic. Just say that Batman doesn't kill, supposedly. Allegedly, Batman doesn't kill, but we're gonna leave it at that. But go ahead, Joe.
Allegedly. Next up, we got Flash number 17. This is written by Simon Spurrier, written art by Vasco Gregoriev, colors by Matt Herms. So we learned that who the big bad in the land of Cyberrak truly is. Meanwhile, the rage virus is going around in the main world. Fun little story. This is more fun than the previous one because it's easier to follow, and they're really I can tell editorial is letting Simon Spurrier tell a story, but also really come back. It's like, okay, the readers need to understand what's going on.
Yeah, but why did it have to be him? I'm like, of all villains, I'm not
gonna for him this time.
I'm not gonna say who the villain is. I just like him of all people. Yeah,
he's just very chatty.
I just didn't like the villain.
He looks like a Walmart Thor.
Oh, you're too young. You don't understand.
You're not wrong though.
I mean, judging by the helmet, he looks like a Walmart Thor. Plus,
no, he is more akin to old Pope tales where he's trapped in a land of dinosaurs and magic. He's not Viking. He's old school sword and sorcery.
Oh, because I'm like, he's giving me Marvel Rivals Thor.
Think more Conan the Destroyer.
Ronan, really like that guy, like him. I just
fighter pilot that crashed into the land of sword, sorcery, and dinosaurs.
Oh, you're not gonna win that battle. Oh, you're not gonna win that battle.
I do not like Ronan at all.
Y'all are already on opposite sides of One Piece Odyssey. Now you're gonna be on opposite sides of Thor now.
Oh, I have no problem with Thor. It's just it's not really an apt comparison.
It's just like I'm looking at his face.
No, I get the helmet design where you're getting that from, but like I'm telling you, it's more old school Conan swords and sorcery. It's more
Conan. I know who that is.
No, where he's describing it, just before your time.
Okay.
Next up, we got Wonder Woman number 17, written by Tom King, gorgeous artwork by Daniel Sampere, and colors by Tamu Mori. The Wonder Girls take on the soldiers of the King of the United States, while Wonder Woman tells a tale to her daughter while making a statue, which I am going to assume is going to be used to revive Steve Trevor.
Probably. I would probably say that as well. It's just Tom King. What can I say about you? One issue, I'm already involved. The next issue, I'm damn near falling asleep. This was another one where I'm like, dude, I didn't need the Zack Snyder treatment of you just basically saying Diana and the girls are pretty much going after the Sovereign. You could have just there's better ways to say it. But like I said, Tom King, he gets one right sometimes, and then he misses on another one. To me, this was just a miss.
I enjoyed it because I like how all the girls were taking on certain villains, particularly.
Oh, action was good. It was just the pace of the wording.
Oh, okay, that I can understand.
Yeah.
I saw a video about that where basically Wonder Woman got pressed after what's his name died, and she kind of wanted to kill the Sovereign.
That's where we are now. We're at the point where she's, instead of her being on the defensive, she's taking the offensive. So that's where we are now in the story. And she has a kid.
Who's the what?
Yeah, she has a kid now. I'll explain to you later.
He's going to be a problem, isn't he?
I'll explain to you later. Go ahead, Joe. You look on your faces at all.
We got Spider-Man 66, one of the 8 deaths of Spider-Man. It's written by Justina Ireland with art by Andrea Picardo and colors by Marcio Benez and Eric Arciniga. Sorry if I'm screwing with that name. This one is actually a very informative issue. The children of Sidorak are like, Dad, we did it. Look at me. Well, one of them is. And Sidorak makes like one move, and the twin sister's like, congrats, you got Dad to move an inch. Be proud. Have fun. And then she goes out to talk to Stephen Strange and notices Peter. It's like, why is he like this? It's like, well, he quit. It's like, yeah, that's not really allowed with the rules. You're not allowed to quit. Like, Stephen just asks, like, what did you do to him? It's like the same thing I did to you. I just showed him the inevitability of death and the way it curses it. It's like, yeah, but how much? It's like, and she tells Stephen, it's like, well, you endured 800,000 deaths. And it's like, what about Peter? He endured 3 million deaths.
Right.
Before it broke him. And then Peter gets back with Black Cat more out of just like, he needed somebody that could be companionship that's not going to just like judge him for it immediately, which works with Felicia, because I do think these two work together, and they have been working together as a good couple every time they come together.
But she's definitely toxic for him. But at the same time, Peter done got, well, you've been shown 8 million deaths, and you give up, and you basically make your former adversary go, he doesn't give up. Well, he did today. It's like, congratulations, you broke him.
And on top of that, the new child of Sidorak comes to challenge. And as a result of Pete quitting, it's up to the avatar of the Sidorak. So the new champions of Sidorak are the new champions of Earth of the X-Men, because Juggernaut is technically an avatar of Sidorak. He just is no longer the favored avatar, but he still gets all the things. So next issue is Spider-Man and X-Men versus generic strong guy of the Sidorak people.
Pretty much.
Y'all just the writers just like to ruin Spider-Man's life.
Well, that's kind of a given when you write for Spider-Man.
What did he do?
Nothing. He just has to be the struggle. He has to be the struggle character of the MCU. It's almost like an unwritten rule. Spider-Man cannot have one good day.
Him and Nova.
The last time he had one good day, well, the universe got rewritten.
Up next, we got Scarlet Witch number 8. This is written by Steve Orlando, who we need to get back on the show at some point.
Yep.
Pardon. Art by Lorenzo Tamata and colors by Ruth Redman. Wanda and Amaranth go up to the Frozen North because they are getting attacked by ice worms, and they run into the actual Jack Frost.
Literally.
That's literally the crux of this book. Good book, good read. Art's gorgeous as always. I don't want to spoil anything because this is going to lead somewhere. They are slowly building up to something with Amaranth. We just don't know what yet. But it is cool to see them bring Jack Frost back. That was nice.
Yeah, it was a good issue.
Who's Jack Frost?
Literally Jack Frost.
Jack Frost, the guy.
Jack Frost.
Yes.
I thought he was like.
I'm hearing the Scarlet Witch run is kind of so far.
Yeah, but I've been it's still enjoyable to me.
It's a slow burn. I will say that it's a slow burn for me for this run. But yes, the Jack Frost you're thinking of, he does exist in the MCU.
Okay.
Ultimate Spider-Man number 13. Man, this was a good read. So we see Spider-Man swinging in the black suit. Turns out it's his kid trying to hold up appearances. And I love the conversations. Like, what were the rules that Dad told you? It's like, number 1, don't touch MJ. Number 1, don't touch MJ. Number 2, Make sure everything is fine in the city and that you guys are protected. Number 3, don't touch MJ.
He was very adamant about that last part. Don't touch MJ.
But apparently his son is not doing bad as Spider-Man either. Even says like, was that okay? It's like, well, I mean, for your first time throwing a mugger, you did good.
Right.
Meanwhile, Pete and Harry are in the Savage Lands.
That's it. I started to ask that question just because of Kraven. That they were in the Savage Land. That's what it looked like to me.
Well, also the dinosaur, but you can get a dinosaur from the Savage Land and bring it just about anywhere. Pete and Harry are having to deal with being held somewhere potentially in the Savage Lands by the Sinister Six for their transgressions against the Kingpin. Mm-hmm. So while Pete and Harry are occupied, that means the son, who I think is named Ben?
Yeah. Richard.
Richard, thank you. Richard is Black Suit Spider-Man.
Yeah. Although he did do pretty well, but Kraven and the whole thing of, I was going to treat you guys to dinner, but you like you're covered, so I'm going to give you 3 hours, I'm going to hunt you down. Cool. Kraven was just a little bit too much into it, but it was a good issue, though.
Also, Richard runs into the new Black Cat, so I'm wondering if it's going to be Richard and this version of Felicia getting together.
Wait, you mean like the one with the fluffy hair?
Yeah.
Yeah. She is probably younger, so they may be about the same age.
Yeah, so it's going to be a different variation since this is the Ultimate Universe.
Oh. So, are they still going with the whole idea that the Maker...
Yep. What you're thinking is right.
When are they going to fight the Maker?
Eventually. So, you gotta think with this whole universe, the way it's set up, they're still having to kind of fight their own battles before they can get to the big bad. So, yeah.
What's wrong with the Iron Man?
Still on its way. You got other Ultimates coming out. That's what I said. It's soon, sir. Soon.
I just want to see Peter become cosmic.
That's where you stuck at? Okay.
Peter become what?
Peter become cosmic. He gets the power cosmic and becomes Cosmic Spider-Man.
He hasn't gotten the powers of Captain Universe since the Tri-Sentinel in the Onslaught era.
When was that?
Mid to late 90s?
Give or take.
Oh.
You never know. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Joe.
Next up, we got Uncanny X-Men #9. This is written by Gail Simone. Art by Andrea Bresson and colors by Matt Wilson. This is actually, if you think about it, kind of the opening episode of X-Men 92, where everyone goes to the mall and Sentinels show up.
Yeah, but in this case,
it's a fight.
Yeah, and in this case,
Sentinels are Sentinel Wolves.
I mean, that got dark.
Yeah, but he's also okay because he was dead to begin with.
Yeah, I mean that's his power, but the way it ended, which again won't spoil, but just say it got a little dark.
Yeah, but it's the X-Men and the mall; those two never mix.
True. It never ends well when you go to the mall as a mutant. Just saying.
And we're looking at this one because I thought this was going to be something, and turns out it has nothing to do with this title. This is X-Men Xavier's Secret #1, written by Alex Pacnattle with art by Diogenes Neves and colors by Arthur Azali. I thought this was going to be like what Charles is doing while everything is going on. This is actually just a Jean Cyclops issue where Jean's back on Earth, taking a break from her Phoenix book to spend some time with her husband, and just psychic shenanigans going on. And Cyclops' biggest fear of, you're the Phoenix, you're never going to age, and eventually I'll die, and you're still going to look like this. Mm-hmm. And it's like, no, we'll be fine. I can. The bird is me, and I am the bird, but we still have a lifespan.
Yeah, but Charles's whole thing, I was like, that's a long way around to explain that secret.
Yeah.
That's a long way around. But no, we're not gonna spoil it. I'll tell you after the show what it was.
Yeah.
But
those are all the books. Of course, book of the week, Ultimate Spider-Man. It's always Ultimate Spider-Man, although for a change, normal Spider-Man may have taken it because that was a very important issue. And again, it's well done and well drawn and tells you Peter can endure a lot more than most people.
pretty much. Well, thank you for that, sir. As we wrap this up, also really quickly, shout out to Rick's Comic City. Again, why? Because they're the number one go-to place in Nashville for comic books, for mangas, for collector's items, Funko Pops, you name it. If you are in the Middle Tennessee area, definitely check out Rick's Comic City, either the Nashville or Coxville location, or on their website at rickscomiccity.com. Let the guys know the guys at Get Bit sent you. Doesn't get you any discounts, but you see our faces on their televisions. They show us love, so we want to show them love. So definitely check out Rick's Comic City if you are in the Middle Tennessee area. If you are not in the Middle Tennessee area, guys, please support your local comic book stores, support your local bookstores, support your local libraries. Libraries much are the same. They do keep the most up-to-date mangas, comic books, and video games. Yes, libraries do carry video games. I was just as surprised as you are. But definitely, guys, your patronage keeps these doors open. I know Barnes & Noble's cool. I know Starbucks is cool. I know Amazon is cool. But we go to these comic book stores, these bookstores for the experience, for the camaraderie, and you never know, you might actually find something you thought you weren't looking at for at first, but you're glad you showed up. So definitely check out, again, your local comic book stores, your local bookstores, your local libraries. You will miss them when they are gone. Speaking of gone, guys, we're going to kind of go ahead and call it and wrap it up here. But I'm going to first start with the man, the legend, the myth, Tafari. Sir, you want people to know what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm getting ready to wrap up the walkathon. We are, 24 days in? So we are down to the last 7 days. I've burned through a good chunk of my catalog, and for what we have left, I still need to go through Naruto Ninja Storm 2, War of the Monsters, IGPX, which I've never played, Zatch Bell 2, which I also never played. Somebody requested Lego Star Wars, a video game, a surprise, and tomorrow I'm probably going to be doing Sonic Shuffle, because that's another one feels like a fever dream I haven't touched. I don't think. Still posting short stuff on the regular, still promoting Blurred Station. BlurredCon is coming up in March, so if you know anybody who is looking to advertise or is looking to try to get a boost for their business, by all means, I'll be doing production on that. So please spread the word, go to the website, check it out. Otherwise, getting ready for February as well. Some friends have been kind enough to send me some items, so I'll be doing unboxings for Black businesses throughout the month. So be on the lookout for all of that.
Sweet. Also, shout out to Mr. Cardio, because this man is literally on a treadmill while playing games, because he was playing Star Fox 64, and I kind of felt like I was coaching. I was like, "Yeah, that's you're about to go up against Star Wolf from round 2." But no, definitely check him out there.
My thoughts will be with you when you do Sonic Shuffle.
So what?
My thoughts will be with you when you do Sonic Shuffle.
It's not that bad.
There are many things it is. Good is not one of them.
All I gotta sit there and say, watch the stream. Joe, you let people know what you're doing, sir?
Well, I'm also was going to tell us, man, you're going to have so much fun with IGPX. That was such a fun game. What am I doing? I'm just trying to survive at this point.
Damn.
I got the move coming up in 3 weeks. I got to figure out at some point how to see Captain America. I'm streaming 3 different games, and I'm trying to figure out how to balance everything without falling asleep on stream sometimes.
You know, people pay to watch people sleep. That's a whole other thing.
Look, they're never going to see I'm not getting a camera to interface with my PlayStation. Look, they can always tell when I'm starting to fall asleep when the camera starts slowly drifting upwards constantly. Or in some cases, a Mech Warrior, why my mech keeps going and somehow I still clear the mission.
That's kind of impressive. Or you play.
I don't know what goes on when I sleep. Apparently, I'm some sort of battle tech genius.
You're
or Mech Warrior genius when I'm half asleep.
Jesus.
He probably has something to do with it too. Jesus, take the battle mech.
Jesus, take the Jesus, take the wheel.
You just take the wheel and fire the long-range missiles.
Jesus.
No, right now I am playing Titanfall 2 Story Mode, which is going along pretty quickly because that's one of those games where momentum is the name of the game. As I continue to play more big stompy robot games, I am playing SD Gundam Battle Alliance, which is super adorable. It always makes me think of that SD Gundam animated series on Cartoon Network.
Nice.
All the Zakus just sit there and say their name, Zaku. And now I'm playing Synduality Echoes of Ada, which is the new extraction shooter from Namco Bandai.
Try to say that 5 times fast.
Yeah, I would have ended up saying Bandai Namco or Banco Namdai. So that actually has an anime you can watch over on Hulu, which I don't know if that is. This game is a prequel or sequel to called Synduality Noir. So you can explore the world, get some of the backstory, because this game doesn't really have a story per se. This is more of kind of like The Division, where it's very light on story.
Mm-hmm.
And you're out there collecting items, building up your base, upgrading your base, upgrading your mech. You're in a world where rain can hurt your mech.
Interesting.
However, the community is very, very good because everyone's in this. It's kind of like everyone's in this world to help each other. Because if you do attempt to PvP too much against each other, you are banished to kind of a mirror world where it's PvP land, and all your stuff is black market prices, and you're trapped in a separate server with all the different PvPers where that's really what the goal is. But like for the most part, most of us are working together and grabbing what we need to upgrade our bases. Just stumble across each other. You just see like two mechs just stomp on by, wave hello, and go our separate ways. Or you can do co-op missions. You also have I don't know, Chad, what do they call, or is anime waifu still a thing? Is that a phrase you guys still use?
Yeah, but not that many people use it. Only the weird half of.
Okay, so only the Gooners. Got it. So you're up with an anime waifu, which is pretty much your AI onboard program, which actually gets better as the game goes on. Right now, I'm in the part where she will go like, "Hey, we're looking for this stuff, and it's over there. A lot of the times, we should go over to there." And now, like as of right before the podcast, she is like, "Oh, we're looking for gloves. We need to go exactly here." So item reclamation is getting easier. So it's been a fun game thus far. I just wish I had a better handle on its story.
Yeah. Cool.
Other than like I said, trying to survive.
Understood. All right. Well, before I get to my shameless plugging, I always do want to shout out BlurStation.com, as Tafari did point out, because BlurCon is coming up. But again, BlurStation.com, it is the table, the vehicle that we've always asked for our content, our image, and most importantly, our dollars should go to. Tubi is great, but Tubi is owned by the same guys that own Fox. And Tubi is well worth over $100 million. That same $100 million could basically be ours, and Blur Station, we could definitely do that. Simply go to blurstation.com, hit the Join Now button, select the Blur's Eye View Affinity membership. You can select myself, Black Spartan, or Tafari TV, or anybody there. It is $10.99 a month to stream Blur Station, $10.99 a month to stream Blur Station. Again, 36 months of paying $10.99 a month, you do have the option to own a piece of Blur Station. It's never been way easier to own a piece of a network outside of going through the stock market, which right now I wouldn't advise it. So definitely check out blurstation.com. Also check out alwayspressrecord.com. Why? Because our show is on their network as well. Or APR TV on their apps, which can be seen on all devices, including Roku. So you can actually watch us from your TV as well. So definitely check out Always Press Record or APR TV. Again, another vehicle for us to enjoy, as well as bringing content and dollars back to us. Now, as I just literally kicked this off. There we go. Now, of course, my co-host Chad. Thank you, Chad, for being on. It's really appreciated. Guys, you can find me, Black_Spartan615 on the socials. Our shows can be found wherever shows can be found, wherever podcasts can be seen or heard. Apple Music, Google Play, Spotify, things of that nature. Like, share, and subscribe. Follow us, guys, because again, we can do none of this without you. At the same time, guys, the rules still apply, even though right now the weather is a little bit funky. You're either cold on the east side or you're warm on the west side. So hopefully everybody in California, you are being safe. Hopefully the fires will be eventually contained, but houses can be replaced. People cannot. So definitely be safe, guys. On top of that, flu's going around. It is still cold and flu season. Please be careful. Please wear masks. Please do all the things to protect yourselves and others, because that's how we're going to get through this. At the same time, guys, the rules still apply, even though there's not a con anywhere in sight for right now outside of MagFest. But the rules still apply. Respect the cosplayer at all times. Cosplay is not consent. Please treat people like human beings, which means that don't treat them like your playthings. Treat them the same way you want to be treated. That freaking simple. Number 2, wash your ass. Hygiene is important. I just got through talking about the bird flu and cold and cough and stuff that's still going around. Please, oh please, guys, wash your ass. Clean clothes. Hygiene is important. Mouthwash is important. Toothpaste is important. Hair products, but not too much, is important. Hygiene, cologne, keep it to a minimum. Just saying.
Deodorants, especially Old Spice.
Is Old Spice paying you? I don't know it.
Yep.
Where's this Old Spice check that you be talking about Old Spice every 5 seconds?
$35K a month.
If you get $35K a month, then now I'm really gonna be looking. Also, guys, the last rules I have for myself is I have for everybody else in a world that is cruel, that is unkind. Be nice, be kind, talk and share your fandoms. Don't be a dick, and we'll all be cool. But as we wrap this up, guys, we will definitely be back next Friday, same Gigabit time, same Gigabit channel with news of the week, and go from there as far as what we got. So again, fellas, any last words we call tonight?
Good job, Microsoft.
I want to say something in chat real quick. You get 5 big booms. Boom, 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 boom.
Where's the boo button for reusing an opening gag?
Yeah, we need a boom button.
No,
Please.
Y'all said two different things. I think it's adorable. That being said, that's going to do it for us, guys. Thanks for rocking with us. Again, this will be available on the YouTube channel and everywhere else very shortly. But he's been Joe. He's been Tafari. He's been Chad. I've been Will. This has been the Give It Podcast for tonight, guys. Take care of yourselves and each other, and we will all get through this.
It's turtle time.
Have a good night, y'all. Welcome, guys, to How the Frack We Got Here, a show that takes the news and events of the week and try to make sense out of it all. I'm your host, the most Will Buchanan, and on this show, we simply are all about the facts.